Hello and welcome. I'm Richard Crespin, CEO of CollaborateUp and your moderator for the Chiefs Forum. The Chiefs Forum, co-hosted by CollaborateUp and the Washington Times and sponsored by Philip Morris International, seeks to put you, our viewers and listeners, inside the minds of the Chiefs.
Me coming from the healthcare sector, you see the wind down of the pandemic is really going to be the story of the next 100 days, I believe. And I hope that as we move forward, what is being done is we get the lessons learned, the positive sides that we've seen, at least in the sector, things like the rise of telehealth, a lot of innovation that happened. I was in the board of Operation Warp Speed. We do not want to lose what we learned.
We can't lose sight of the fact that America's health and prosperity is inextricably linked to the rest of the world. From a health standpoint, estimates are that most developing countries will not have widespread access to COVID-19 vaccines before 2023. That's like 2 years from now. And beyond just the shots themselves, we're already seeing signs of trouble when it comes to distribution, administration, and vaccine hesitancy.
I feel that you clearly have to pay attention to what's happening in the economy. And we are poised to have, I'm going to say, uninvited consequences to some of the work that's been done to recover from COVID. And one of them may be that people aren't going back to work the way they thought they would.
There's really 2 times of year when the really, really nasty stuff gets done. Not surprisingly, it has to do with the vacation calendar and Congress. One of those times is the run up to the time before Christmas, and the other is the run up to the time before the August recess. That falls the next 100 days. The debt ceiling will be breached in July using the extraordinary measures. Treasury should be able to keep things going until generally maybe middle fall, early winter.
I think the first 100 days has been very good for bringing extremely important issues like climate change, like supporting working families, and achieving racial equity to the center stage of the dialogue. And I think that's a really great achievement. But in the next 100 days, I think the attention needs to shift to not just the pandemic, but actually what's the specific policy proposals that are being put forward, how good they're going to be at delivering on these goals that have been set out, and whether they'll help the US to build back better.
I personally start hating almost the word of a transformation because it gives you the expectations. You start something on Monday and by next Wednesday you're over. You will never be over because if you have a creativity, innovations and a great people around you, you can now start going and moving the company into the territories nobody ever heard about. I think there will come a day I will have to remind people that Philip Morris used to be a company which was selling cigarettes. And I think it's actually closer and the faster this may happen that many people can suspect. So this is where we are.
Well, you're always working for the people and you're trying to keep the promises you made to the people when they gave you the honor and responsibility of serving.
I think you also have to be politically pretty compatible with the presidents you serve. I think you can't be out of step there. I think it almost goes without saying. But at the end of the day, there has to be a measure of real, depthful mutual trust and mutual respect. And the chief of staff, in my opinion, has to be comfortable really being very candid with the president, but in an effective manner, in private, in a trustful way. I think that's absolutely essential.
I think that's the most important function of the chief of staff is determining what really is a presidential decision and what should be pushed back down to the agencies. And if it's a presidential decision, making sure that the president hears from everybody who's got a stake in it and gets the best possible advice to make a good decision.
And certainly in every presidency, the First Lady is an important office as well as individual and leader. Certainly was with Hillary Clinton in our administration, but you can look at any president, and that is a key office, and that the office of the First Lady must be integrated in the White House activities.
We identify where innovation is needed, and then engage stakeholders in new ways, as Indranil described, as problem solvers, as co-creators, as innovators, where we incentivize the innovation that we need to solve the problems we don't yet have solutions for.
So it's a number of the capabilities which we have built while developing better alternatives to smoking, which I believe can serve the company beyond the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and all the results is going to be a more sustainable business.
It's a balance between the scientific endeavor and the need for public policy and for answers to the public and guidance to them on what they should do.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the Chiefs Forum. We'll see you next time.